Welcome to the Wire to Wire podcast. As always, it's me, your host Yusuf. Now, without further ado, let's just get right to it. Now, the NBA season is well underway, and they're in the midst of doing their in season tournament for the Cup, I guess, if that's what it's called. But what we're seeing with the NBA season is actually that it's had a pretty strong start. Now, I think the NBA has a bright future ahead, especially once the relics of the past decide to retire and move on. Now, Chris Paul announced that he'll be retiring at the conclusion of the season, which to me is very welcome news. Now, there are three other players that need to hurry up and call it quits. But other than that, it's been a pretty strong start to the season, and I'm enjoying it so far. One of the things that I'm really keeping a close eye on is the MVP race, and I believe as of right now, it comes down to three players: gilgeous-alexander, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic. Now, it's not necessarily in that order, although you could make a case that it should be, but each of these players have a stake to claim in the MVP race because of the incredible season that they've been having so far. Now, the Oklahoma City Thunder have started the season off looking very dominant, and they practically look unbeatable. The Lakers so far are looking like proud overachievers, and that by and large is due to the incredible play of Luka Doncic. He is making the guys around him better, and he is really leading that team. And because of how stellar he's been on the court, Austin Reeves is having a career year and is looking like a solid, legitimate second best player on that team. We're even seeing a resurgence, or a surgence, if you will, of DeAndre Ayton, who is looking like a serviceable, talented big man and is playing his role well. But what Luka Doncic has managed to do for that team is nothing short of incredible. He is the most prolific, notable superstar to play for the Los Angeles Lakers ever since Kobe Bryant. And he has them looking like a championship contender in a tough Western Conference if he can continue this level of play throughout the season. Nikola Jokic is having an incredible season, averaging a triple-double while boasting a field goal percentage of 62%. His numbers alone give him a strong case. But his team is also doing relatively well with a top 5 seed in the challenging Western Conference. And he is having yet another historical season and is on pace to having an all-time great season. Not just for centers or big men, but amongst all-time players. He is having that great of an individual season. So if things continue to progress the way that they're progressing, then this MVP award can go in any direction. All of these guys are having incredible individual seasons. Their teams are doing well, and they're all playing in a tough Western Conference. Now, sometimes there are seasons where we see a player win MVP, and there is a large faction of fans who believe that there is another player who got robbed. But I believe that this is one of those seasons that no matter who wins MVP, you cannot say that the person who won it doesn't deserve it, or that there is another player out there that deserved it more. I believe that this race is that close. Now, I personally would hate to be a voter for this year's MVP award because you really don't want to downplay or overlook what these great players are doing. But at the same time, the award has to go to someone. Now, on one hand, I like the idea of Luka Doncic winning his first MVP award, especially the season after getting blindsided by the trade. But at the same time, what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jokic are doing is truly historical as well. With Jokic, I do wonder, because of the fact that he's had great seasons before, where he put up great numbers in the past, and he's also previously had good team success, and he's won MVP awards in the past as well, if there's going to be a certain level of voter fatigue that kicks in, that would make voters not want to vote for him. With SGA, the fact that he's having another great individual season and he has OKC sitting comfortably atop of the very challenging Western Conference, and this OKC Thunder team is looking like they could possibly be an historically great team with an historically great season, all of these guys have a case. So as of right now, I would give the slight edge to Gilgeous-Alexander as the MVP. Now, the reason why is, like I said, the individual season that he's having, as well as the fact that his team is sitting as the number one seed in a very challenging Western Conference. And also, if they continue to play and win at this pace, like I mentioned earlier, they are going to have an historically great season to the likes of which we've only seen a handful of times. They are going to have a season that matches the 72-win Bulls or the 73-win Warriors season, right, where Stephen Curry won MVP. So if OKC goes on to have a season like that, it's going to be very difficult for me to see a scenario that he doesn't win MVP or he does not get the MVP award. Because if you look, when the Warriors won 73 games, Stephen Curry was a unanimous MVP, right? And that was his second straight MVP award. When Michael Jordan with the Bulls, when the Bulls won 72 games, Michael Jordan was the MVP. So if we look at the individual season that he's having, combined with the precedent that usually the best player on the team with the best record, and also the precedent that when teams have an historically great season, the best player from that team wins the MVP award. So when I factor in all of these three things, I have to say that the slight edge should go to Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm just keeping consistent with the history of the league and the way votes have historically gone. But if you're someone that has Nikola Jokic as your MVP, or you have Luka Doncic as your MVP, I really can't be mad at that either. I've even heard some people throw Cade Cunningham's name in the mix. Now look, I think he is a star player and he is on the cusp of becoming an MVP, but I don't believe that he's there yet. But I do believe that the NBA and even us watching should be put on notice, because Cade Cunningham will win an MVP at some point if he can continue to play at this high level and he can continue to lead the Pistons or whatever team he ends up playing for. If he can continue to put them in positions like he has the Pistons in right now, then I do see him winning an MVP at some point. But right now, it is a three-man race between SGA, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic. But you guys can let me know in the comments who is your early pick for the MVP award. We could even maybe have a discussion in the comments, but let's keep it respectful and let's keep it lighthearted. There's no feelings or emotions. Keep everything basketball related. But that's all I got for you guys today. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and share it with your people. You guys can also follow me and the podcast on social media. You guys can also check out my books. All of the links will be in the description. Until next time.